Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So, recently on the stream, I've been playing around with Lightning Strike, and a little bit of Frostblades too, on a duelist, or I mean JK, a ranger, and we're playing our Deadeye. I'm gonna go ahead and explain a little bit about the build, but first, I want to let you guys know a tiny bit about it. It is obviously a melee character if you're using Lightning Strike, or semi-ranged if you want to count it, depending on how you're using it. But it's a very, very fun build, and it's a very cheap and effective build to actually level up with, because you can pretty much start right off the bat. So here's an example of what you could use to level up with. This is exactly what I use, and this is the exact setup that I'm using, so here we go. I started off with a Shiver Sting from level 14. You can see the PDPS is actually lower than the LE damage on it, but that's okay. So this is pretty cool to level from 14. Then you're going to go to an Edge of Madness at 22. You don't actually have to buy this. You can skip this step. It is a bit expensive. It's like 5 to 7 chaos, whereas the other ones are like all 1 chaos. After Edge of Madness, I moved on to a Rigwald's Charge, which was about 1 chaos. It gives you 10% movement speed, which is great for leveling as well. Then from Rigwald's Charge, I moved to Terminus Est, which is additional, again, 10% movement speed and Frenzy Charge on crit, which is really nice for just, progressing through bosses. Moving on to a Doomsower at 65, which you can also get for about, 1 chaos. But I thought to myself that Doomsower was too expensive for the build because my build needs to be run on really small budget links. So I decided to craft myself a weapon. It's blue. It's not even rare. That's how easy this game is. You don't even have to use rare weapons to kill monsters. You guys can just pick up yourself a weapon and craft it like this. It only took me like 5 alts. It wasn't really that expensive. But if you want an example of like this weapon versus the Doomsower, because a lot of people wouldn't agree, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the Doomsower on, and we're at 18k Lightning Strike. So that's not too bad. It's all right. But with my blue weapon, we're like basically 18k as well. So instead of paying and going with what everyone else does, all the cookie cutter builds use Doomsower, I figured why not just craft my own weapon. So here it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the build and explain the links a little bit. So right now we're using weapon elemental damage, physical projectile attack damage, added fire multi-strike with lightning strike. And I've got a quality lightning strike, so I do have a bit of pierce. I'm playing around with it. I'm playing around with it and testing out to see how it works. And currently we are in Deadeye into Chain, because I want to see how all this kind of goes together. So it's pretty cool. So I want to go ahead and show you it. I'm gonna go a quick dried lake run. Now I'm using a 5-link belly. I know it's not budget. I'm sorry, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and run through really fast. The character is level 71, and it will be crit eventually. But right now it's non-crit for leveling, and around level 80, maybe mid 70s, high 70s, I'd like to go and transition to crit. You don't have to worry about reflect damage at all because you're playing an evasion-based character, and even though you're scaling a lot of elemental damage, you can still dodge and evade your own attack. By getting Ondar's Guile, you're pretty much immune to reflect. Now, alternatively, if you don't want to just use Lightning Strike, you can use Molten Strike. Molten Strike is far superior in terms of single target damage, but it does require you to be melee, and I don't really use a Fortify setup right now. I'll get one set up at some other point in time. Oh wait, I think it's called Arrow Dancing now. Oh, what is Ondar's Guile? What did I even just name? The build is on track to get about 6.5 to 7,000 life, so it's pretty nice in that department. It's good. Comes with a full package. See if I can get you like a quick Vol kill, and we'll go back. I do have to say though that if anyone understands this reference, I'm proud of you, but this build is not Brown Man viable. Reason why is we cannot use Whirling Blades with a two-handed weapon. Actually, I don't think you can, so I do have to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alright, here we go. Here's some Vol. Alright, boys. So the best part about this build is this part. You shall not pass. Did you see that? You see how Vol tried to... Vol, you want to try to do it again? Vol, can you come at me? You shall not pass. You see that? So that's a really cool interaction we have. We're basically Lion's Roar. gives you a bit of armor, which is not really too good because you're acrobatics, but it's still some type of evasion. And it gives you knockback during your attack. And I've been playing around with it quite a bit because it's pretty cool that you can safely just stay at a distance and not have to worry about anything, because almost everything in the game just gets knocked back. Okay. So, again, I'm just going to go over my links. I don't really have anything set up, really. I'm just running Hatred and Herald of Ash. But we've got Weapon Elemental, Faster Physical Projectile Attack Damage, added Fire, Multi-Strike, Lightning Strike. My deeps for all the tooltip warriors out there, with no charges or anything on, is 18.2k. With that Zuvi's Flask on, it's 22k. With Lion's Roar, which doesn't matter at all, it's 30k. That means with charges up, it'd be about 42k. And then if you add in the fact that physical projectile attack damage doesn't even scale it, then, you know, add another 46% to that, and then whenever we get far shot, add in another 30%, and then go crit and multiply it by 4. So, that's what we've got in terms of damage. So we're pretty good in that department. Let's talk about the way I'm navigating the tree. I started off and I leveled up through here. I went through the physical projectile attack damage and attack speed into ballistic mastery, came down, moved across, and then I went straight up here to grab acrobatics, move into shadow to grab, actually no, I stopped right around acrobatics and I moved to duelist, sorry. Because by going to duelist, you can get graceful assault and you get all of the bonus damages around here. You don't really need that much damage for leveling, simply because two-handers are just so insane. So you're pretty much just scaling through and grabbing health. It's very easy to level with. I mean, I'm at 5,000 HP at level 72. And then I came through and grabbed all my shadow wheel here. Now, what I'm about to do is I'm going to drop this sword wheel, Brutal Blade, and start speccing a crit at Heartseeker. I'm going to get the jewel down there, Assassination over here, the entire Fatal Blade section here. So, Oscar, shh. So we're about ready to go crit soon. I just have to craft myself a weapon. So, you know, on the topic of crafting weapons, I feel like we should have a little RNGesus celebration here, boys. And let's see if we can get something good with the Regal. This is an insanely good weapon that I've got right here. It's actually worth more than one Chalice Orb. I'm sorry I lied to you guys. And could potentially be one of the best swords on the server if it does not decide to roll dexterity with this Regal. Alright, we rolled accuracy and light radius. I'm not really sure how I feel about that personally. I personally think that I'd rather punch a kid in the face. Now that's just my opinion, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, I will drop them down below in the comments, drop them down below in the comments. You know, I'll have the build posted in a little bit. And for any other questions, feel free to check me out at twitch.tv/Pohx for any other things. Have a wonderful time, and thanks for watching, everybody. Fuck maple syrup.